Good morning, guys. It is 6 a.m. here in Melbourne, and it's coming winter time now. It's quite cold. Got a coffee. I wanted to jump on today to basically explain the raw truth of what this is actually like, working 14, 16 hours plus a day, working full-time in the construction industry while trying to build up my online fitness coaching. And it's brutal. I'm in the trenches right now, and I hope I can look back in 6 months or a year's time in this video and think, fuck, I made it out of that, and I actually made it to my freedom, to my end goal. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but we're going to run it like it is. And it's hard. Like I said, I'm going through the trenches and putting in massive hours. This is my one day off work. I get off my construction job, electrician in construction. And I'm using this full day now, obviously starting at 6, recording, to show you guys what it's actually like and what it takes to get there and still maintain the physique, maintain the diet, maintain the mindset, maintain the discipline, and give my current clients the best outcomes they can possibly get, all while trying to, not burn myself out and not throw myself off the tracks, because it's very easy to get tied into, all the things that basically take your attention away. You've got so many family events. There's always family birthdays and someone needs help in the family. There's always friends that want to do things and need help. Then there's your work that wants you to stay back and work extra hours. And then there's clients that always need your support and help. And then when do you really focus on yourself? Well, that's what I want to talk about. Focusing on yourself. I'm getting to this point now, and some of you guys might relate, but it's going to get to a point where I'm going to have to start to get really selfish and put my needs in front of my family's, my friends, my work's needs, everyone. If I want to get through this, I think it's going to take that. I think it's going to take quite a bit of selfishness to get me through to this next stage, to get me out of the trenches. 6 months of constantly digging purely for myself, blocking everyone out, or maybe it'll happen sooner or later. I don't know the time frame, but what I'm getting at is, it's going to take a degree of selfishness. And I think choosing yourself first is going to pay a dividend for me, because when I choose myself first and I get to the point where I want to get to in the next 6 months, then I'll truly be able to help so much more people. I'll have the influence online. I'll have the financial freedom, the location freedom, and I can leverage my skills so much more. And I can help hundreds of people online get into the best physical shape and the best mindset of their entire life. But if I'm in the current situation I am now, where I'm putting all these other people's needs in front of my own, including my work's needs, my friends, my families, people I know, all their needs first, and I keep putting my own needs on the back burner, well, I think that's just going to delay the process, and it's not going to allow the process to fully flourish in whatever it should be. And like today, wake up, phone goes on do not disturb. If it's an emergency, my family can get through to me. Otherwise, the world gets blocked out, and all the work that gets done is the work for me, right? And I mean to say this in the nicest way possible, but I always was a people pleaser, and I am still to a degree, right? I always think, how can I make this person's life better? And that's what led me down to the route of coaching, because I love helping people and I love getting people into a better mindset, physically, mentally. But there comes to a degree where how much can you be a people pleaser without sacrificing your own potential future here? And it's like, it comes to a point where it's like, fuck it, I've got to go all in on this. This train's going now. This train is leaving at 100 miles an hour. I've got to jump on. If I don't get on now, I miss this train. It's game over. It's curtains. We're not getting to wherever I want to be. And I think that's the reality of it. That's the brutal truth. When you're in the trenches, you have to prioritize yourself, because all these other people that have been there and done that, I think they've done that. They could never have gotten to where they were if they kept prioritizing their day job or their friends and family's needs over their own all the time, because they would never meet their own expectation of what they needed to do. And it sounds selfish, it might sound narcissistic, but I think it's a necessary cause. It's the lesser of the two evils. What is the other evil? Okay, you continue to be a people pleaser and help everyone to the best of your ability, and whatever 5% energy you have left at the end of the day, you put that into yourself. What's the point of that? I think you should be putting yourself forward first. If you have no kids, no family, things like that. But even if you have a family, even if you have young kids, What sort of example are you setting by not putting yourself first, right? To a certain extent, because if your kids see that you're putting yourself first by going to the gym, keeping in good physical shape, good mental health, they're going to grow up and that's going to be the normal for them. They're going to think going to the gym and being healthy is normal. They're not going to look and think, oh, look at this crazy guy going to the gym. Why is he wasting so much time and energy just picking up weights and trying to get in shape? They're going to look at that as if that's the normal thing to do. And they're going to grow up being healthy and fit and in a good mindset, because they're going to literally, they become a product of their environment. And if you create that correct environment for your kids, then I think it's a no-brainer. It's going to give them the best shot at living a long, healthy life. And that's so much more important than any amount of money or, you know, relationships or anything like that. Living a healthy, long, happy life is the ultimate goal. When we look at people who live in the longest regions of the world, you know, these blue zones who live, these centenarians who live over 100 years, the one thing we see, like the common traits we see is, you know, a life that's not overloaded with stress. They live in these good locations, they have family and friends around, they eat very healthy and they walk a lot. And you can replicate that in your own life and you can bring that up into your family. But anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. I'm saying like how being selfish is actually going to benefit your family and your kids growing up, because they're going to see that as the normal. But coming back to my situation, it's extremely difficult. I say it's difficult. Someone else might look from the outside in and say, fuck, you're lucky. This is the life I wish I could live. I wish I could have made an online income and grew an online fitness coaching business. There's nothing stopping anyone from doing this, guys. You can do it. I just tell you straight up, it is a lot of work. It's simple to do once you have the systems and structures in place, but it is a lot of work when you're trying to juggle all these things that I've spoken about. You get days where you just sit on the couch and you're zapped, you're dead. You're like, what am I doing here? Should I just go back and continue just working my day job forever, not worry about all these other things I'm trying to do on the side, and not worry about all these people I'm trying to help anyway, like stuff, why am I burning myself out for all these people? But then there's that voice inside that constantly reminds you, what if this shit works? What if you pull this off and this is your greatest achievement you've ever done right now? What if you leave a literal legacy for these people? Like, you're the guy that changed these people's lives and got them in shape, and they looked upon you and they thought, like, I'm here today, or I've lived this life because of he showed me how to get into this physical and mental health, like the best physical health of my entire life, and fix my mental game up. And now I can kill all my goals. I can be a literal killer and go after anything I want. And I weigh up the two options, and I just can't subside. I just can't fall back into, you know, the comfortable life of the 9 to 5 of the day job. I just can't, because I know how much I'm leaving on the table here. I know how much potential is there. I just can't do it, guys. I don't know who else feels the same like this. Like, if you know there's more out there, if you know there's more for you, I think there's no option but to go for it. Because if you don't, like, I've put it off in the past and it just eats you away. It eats you inside. And how much longer can you keep getting eaten? I know there's some friends, like some people that I know too, that have this thought, and they've managed to quieten down the thought and stick to the 9 to 5 job and not worry about, you know, what else is out there. And props to them, they could quiet their mind like that. They can sit like that, but I can't quiet my mind. I know what's out there and I can't quieten it down no matter how much I try to cover it up or drown it out. Every time you try to drown it out, the voice literally gets louder, and there's more signs. The universe just keeps throwing you signs. Like, keep going, keep pushing. I hope it's that anyway. I hope it's not all a mirage and it's just all, you know, a thing just to distract your time here. I hope it all pays off. I hope it's all worth it. But I just want you to know, if you're in the trenches, you're struggling like I am, keep digging through. You're trying to get into the best shape of your life. Keep digging through. I know it's hard, it takes time, but I can do this. Like I said, I'm working 14, 16 plus hours a day. I'm still meal prepping. I'm still training. I'm still doing all these things. I'm still, you know, eating right. I know all the things I'm doing is on track. Because once you build up the habit of that, I think it becomes easier, because you can start throwing in other habits. Like, you know, I've got the habit of training, you know, at least 3-4 days a week. I've got the habit of eating right every day. Now that's just who I am now. It's no longer like I don't have to work for that no more, because that's ingrained into my subconscious mind. That's just become a part of who I am. Now, when I'm introducing a new habit, yes, I'll probably have to do that for the next, 3 to 6 months to ingrain that into who I am again. But then once that's done, I'll introduce another habit, and I'm building upon my character this way. And this is what's worked for me in the past, just continually building upon your character as if you're playing a video game, or you're starting from the bottom and you're creating a character from nothing, and you can choose how you want this character to be, and you keep adding these attributes. But it's not as quick as you think. It's not like, oh, I got this gym attribute, tick it off. I've got the diet attribute, tick it off. I've got the mindset, tick it off. These things take months and months and months of practice to build the habit up, to get it in your mind. So it becomes effortless. You don't have to think about it consciously anymore, and it becomes effortless. And then you can use your brain energy, your brain points, to think about things that you do want to change in your life. You can't overload it and try to change 10 things at once, because you'll fail, you'll crash and burn. I have tried that as well, don't get me wrong. I thought, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and it's too much. And then I've taken it off in chunks, in bite-sized pieces. Like you're building a Lego set. And okay, I'm building like the base of the car now. Now I'm putting the engine in the car. Then I'm putting like the windows in the car and the doors. And you build it up and up as you build all these habits. And by the time the car's complete, you should be in the best physical shape, mental shape. You should be the best role model, and you should be living the dream life as you wanted it to be. Like you're going to a restaurant and you choose from the menu exactly what you want. Like, I want the pork ribs with chips, a side of salad and whatever. That is your life. You literally choose, bang, 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 this is what I want. And then that's the life you'll be given. But it's delayed. It's like how you perceive your life, how you want your life to be. It'll come exactly like that if you hold that thought long enough in your mind. But that's the key, holding it long enough and not falling back into your old habits. But that's it, guys. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Have someone make you accountable. Choose 1 or 2 habits that you want to ingrain in your life. Stick with that for the next 3 to 6 months, and that will become your personality. And if you're going through the trenches like me, just keep digging. Keep going, guys, because I know at the end of this, it's worth it. I know it. I hope it is. I don't know. I feel it that it is going to be worth it, but we'll have to see. Time will tell. If I'm come back on in 3 to 6 months and I tell you I've pulled the shit off, I've made it, well, I've made it. If I haven't, I'm going to keep trying anyway. Thanks for watching.